Good morning. Today we are continuing with PO19, working with those fractions. This time we are working with dividing our fractions. So like with multiplying, we don't worry about common denominators, right? So that was just with adding and subtracting. I'm looking at real quick, just giving you a heads up. We have PO19 today, and then we have PO20 tomorrow, and that is the end of our unit. No, my bad. PO19 is the end of our unit. Tomorrow is going to be a review day. Tomorrow we are going to work on making our help sheets. So today is the last objective of this unit. So all of our retakes from our unit 1 need to be done. We're going to finish them on Friday unless you talk with me and we have a plan for after school next week. We want to have all of unit 1 taken care of by Friday, so that way we can focus on unit 2 test and retakes next week. Okay. So tomorrow will be a review day where we are working on our help sheet. All right. PO19, I can divide fractions by fractions. So remember the rules when we add or subtract fractions, we need common denominators. And the denominator stays the same. So we only add or subtract that numerator, denominator stays the same. When we multiply fractions, we multiply straight across. So our final operation is division. There are 2 ways to do it, and neither of them involve division. Interesting. So we're going to look at what that means. The first one is to convert to multiplication. So to convert to multiplication, our first fraction stays the same. So first fraction will stay the same. Then we're going to flip dividing to multiplying. And if we flip dividing to multiplying, we flip our second fraction to its reciprocal. You guys learned about this last year, so this is just bringing it back to us. Now, we have a multiplication problem like we've been doing already, like our previous objective. The thing to remember, now these are things that I have students forget every year. First fraction stays the same. If you flip dividing to multiplying, you have to flip your second fraction to its reciprocal. Yeah, we have done it. It's starting to come back. Last year was a long time ago. Now we can multiply how we've been multiplying. So if we have 1/8 divided by 6/7, what would my multiplication equation be? Ava?
1/8 times, or 1/8 divided by.
No, we don't want to divide. We're flipping it to multiplying. Yes, we need that reciprocal. So it'll be 1/8 times 7/6. We're flipping dividing to multiplying. We're flipping the second fraction to the reciprocal. Let's look at our last one. 9/10 divided by 4. What would that equation look like, Zelda?
So it stays the same for the first fraction. Change that to multiplication, and you do 1/4, I believe.
Yeah, because remember that 4, that whole number is really 4 over 1 as a fraction. Because we can take 1 out of that 4 4 times. So we could simplify 4 over 1 to be 4. So we flip 4 over 1 to 1/4. So when you have that whole number, remember that's a 1 under it. and you have to flip it. There's a big difference between 4 and a fourth. So, kind of remember that from last year, right? It's coming back slowly. Marina? Oh, let's go through what we're doing first before we're trying to work ahead. So nobody should be trying to work ahead right now. Cross multiplication. So if I have 2/3 divided by 4/5, when we're going to cross multiply, we multiply the numerator on top here, means that's going to be our numerator, 2 times 5. And our denominator is 3 times 4. So up here, if we had 2 times 5, and then we had 3 times 4, we get the same answer. Now, Marina's question was, do we have to simplify? What's my answer to that going to be? Yes, we always simplify. So is 10/12 my final answer? Why not? I can divide a 2 out. 10 divided by 2 is 5. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So my final answer would be 5, 6. You get the exact same answer either way that you do the problem. Madison?
I thought we were supposed to put both numbers. I mean, both fractions.
No.
Oh. Wait, what?
So are you talking about the converting to multiplication, that top row? Or are you talking about cross multiplication? So when we convert to multiplication, that first fraction stays the same. First fraction's the same. You flip divide to multiply, you flip the second fraction to the reciprocal. It's a common mistake that people make. They flip both of them. You only flip the second one. It's a good question. So if I'm going to cross multiply my second set of fractions here, I've got 1/8 divided by 6/7. Remember, I'm cross multiplying, so I've got my first number is the numerator, so that means 1 times 7 is going to be my numerator, and then I have 8 times 6, which is 48. Well, let's see if we get the same answer up here. 1 times 7 is 7, 8 times 6 is 48. Am I done? Thumbs up if I'm done, thumbs down if I'm not done. So show me your thumbs. Do you think I'm done or do you think I'm not done? I see some thumbs down. Bryn, what can I divide out of 7/48? Yeah, remember I have to be able to divide out the same scale factor, that same number out of the numerator and the denominator. The only thing I can divide out of 7 is 7. And 7 is not a factor of 48. I cannot get it out of there because that's 6 times 8. There's no 7 as an even factor. So that is my final answer. 7/48. Now let's look at our last one. 9/10 divided by 4. So the first thing I'm going to do is that numerator. What am I multiplying that numerator by? There's nothing there. Madeline? A 1. So 9 times 1 is 9. 10 times 4 is 40. Let's see if we get the same answer up top. 9 times 1 is 9. 10 times 4 is 40. Am I done? Thumbs up if I'm done. Thumbs down if I am not done. I see lots of thumbs up. The factors of 9 are 3 and 9. Neither 3 nor 9 can come out of 40. So I am done. So I'm going to erase so I can scroll up. Now it says, show how to divide the fractions with both cross products and converting to multiplication. So just like we did up top, you have to say, okay, if I'm going to do my converting to multiplication, I've got 3/4, dividing flips to multiplying, my second fraction flips to the reciprocal, and I'm going to multiply straight across. 3 times 5 is 15, 4 times 1 is 4. And then I'm going to take it one step further and say, hey, I'm going to put it as its mixed number. So if I have 15/4, what is its mixed number going to be? How many times can I take 4 out of 15? Melanie?
It would be 3 and 3/4.
Yes. I can take that 4 out 3 times. So 4 times 3 is 12. So 15 minus 12, I have 3 left over. That's going to be my new numerator. So I took the 4 away 3 times. I subtracted it out 3 times, so I've got a whole number of 3. There are 3 left over. 15 minus 12 is 3. Denominator stays the same. Can I simplify 3/4 at all? Nope. So this is my final answer. Now I'm going to do cross products and see if I get the same answer. So I have 3/4 divided by 1/5, and I'm going to do my 3 times 5 is 15. 4 times 1 is 4. I've got that same 15/4, so I get my same mixed number. They both got me the same answer. I know I'm doing it correctly, and that is my final answer. You must do it both ways for this row. That's what the direction says. Both cross products and converting to multiplication. So you must do it both ways. Now, we're going to pick our favorite. But Mr. Schultz did not give us fractions. So what I did in my book was I put in some fractions for us to do. So you're going to write these down. We're going to do 4 sets, just like we got 4 up there. So we're going to do 3/4 divided by 1/3. We're going to do 4/5 divided by 3/4. Here we're going to do 5/6 divided by 3 1/3. And here we'll do 5 divided by 2/3. So you need to write those into your binder so you know what the problems are that we are working on. And on that row, you only have to do one way. You can decide I want to do cross products or I want to convert to multiplication. Either way, we'll get the same answer. So whichever one works better for you, do that one. Something we want to make note of, what do I do when I have a mixed number in my problem? Callie?
You first multiply the whole number and the denominator, and then you add up what you got from there and add the
Perfect. We have to convert that mixed number to an improper fraction. So what Callie said is you multiply that denominator by our whole number. So 2 times 2 is 4. And then we add the numerator. So 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. And our denominator stays the same. Now we have a fraction that we know how to work with. So when you have a mixed number in there, you have to convert it to an improper fraction, and then we can do our multiplying, dividing. but you have to convert to that improper fraction. Any questions on these two sections? On the bottom, it says fill in the missing values to make each equation true. So you need, we're gonna do the first one together so we can understand how to do that. So I'm just gonna scroll up a little bit. I'm gonna keep the problems on there in case you haven't written them yet. Let's look at our first one. 1/4 divided by something gets us 3/8 for an answer. So, how do you think I could solve this? Layla? Ooh, how did you know the denominator could be 3, Layla? Because if we're doing that cross product, we know when we multiply that numerator by that denominator, that's going to be our new numerator. So 1 times what gets us 3? And Layla's right, 3. So what's my numerator going to be? Connor. How did you know it would be 2, Connor? Because 4 times 2 equals that 8. So that cross product is going to help us find our missing number. Remember, you have to think, if I multiply like this, I'm going to get my numerator. And when I multiply that denominator going up, I'm going to get my denominator. So what times 7 gives me 7? What times 4 gives me 20? So you're going to use cross products to find your missing fraction. Any questions on that? Okay, if you are at home, we hope you are well. We hope to see you soon. Don't forget that math packet number 3 is due on November 7th, so you can be working on that. Have a wonderful day.